Okay, so the agenda of this video is that we are doing exercise 6G, simultaneous linear equation. In this video, I'll be doing part 3, question 11 to question 13 of this exercise, exercise 6G. I've already done question number 1, question number 2, question number 3 to question number 10 in part 1 and part 2 of this series. Okay, let's jump to the 11th question. A lending library has a fixed charge for the first 3 days and an additional charge for each day thereafter. You need to move this line each day thereafter. So for the first 3 days, they have a fixed charge. Let us assume this to be F. And additional charge for each day thereafter, this additional charge, let us assume this to be A. Both of these are in rupees. Okay. Geeta paid rupees 27 for a book kept for 7 days. Okay. While Mohit paid rupees 21 for a book he kept for 5 days. Find the fixed charge and the charge for each extra day. Okay. See, if you have seen part 2 of this video series, you'll find in part 2 similar kind of questions where we had done, this problems like, for example, question number 10 and question number 9. This question number 9 and question number 10 and question number 11. This is how these problems are constructed. There is a fixed part and there is a variable part. For example, in this case, Geeta keeps the book for 7 days. Okay. Now, out of these 7 days, for first 3 days, there is a fixed charge only. Okay. Let us assume this to be F, rupees F. Geeta had kept the book for 7 days. Okay. So 7 days. Rupees F is the fixed charge. There is a variable charge. This variable charge, we have assumed it to be A. This A is the additional charge. This is for each day thereafter. Each day thereafter, after the 3 days, that is for 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th day. That is for 4 days. 4 days. This charge is for 3 days, and this is fixed. This charge, rupees A, depends upon the extra 4 days. So this additional charge is actually rupees per day. I hope you are getting the logic. Then we have Mohit. Mohit keeps the book for 5 days. For 5 days. Now, for the first 3 days, he will be paying rupees F. And from 4th day onward, that is, for 5 days can be broken into 3 plus 2. So the additional charge, the variable charge would be rupees A into, this is rupees A per day, into 2 days. I hope you are getting the drift. Geeta's 7 days can be broken into 3 plus 4. And I'll again try to emphasize 3 is the fixed component. Here the charge is rupees FOB. The additional charge per day comes from this component. And we are getting this 4A and 2A in this case. Now the total amount paid by Mohit is rupees 21 and the total charge paid by Geeta is rupees 27. Rupees 27. So the equations that I will get would be fixed charge for Geeta plus variable charge for Geeta is equal to 27. Fixed charge for Mohit plus variable charge. Variable charges for 2 days. So this will be, I'm sorry, this will be 2 days is equal to 21. See, this component is fixed. This component, the additional component, depends upon the additional days. Fixed is for 3 days. The variable charges come into play from the 4th day. From 4th day. I hope you are able to understand this. Okay. I'll make some space here. I'll make some space here and I'll solve. Let's solve this simple equations. This would be my equation 1. This would be my equation 2. The simple way of subtracting, the simple way in which I can get is 1 minus 2. 1 minus 2, I get 2a is equal to 6. A is equal to 3. So a is equal to 3 and f I will get as 21 minus 2a, that is 21 minus 6 is equal to rupees 15. Okay. Now let me try to explain to you the logic again. See, in this question, the fixed charge is rupees 15. So this here for Geeta, this will be rupees 15 for 4 days. Why 4 days? Because it is 3 plus 4. 3 plus 4. She had kept a total of 7 days. For 4 days, she will be charged rupees 3 into 4. Rupees 3 into 4. This will be 12 rupees. 15 plus 12 would be equal to 27. For Mohit, again, the fixed would be rupees 15. The additional charge is for 2 days because he had kept the book for 5 days. He had kept the book for 5 days, 3 plus 2. So for 2 days, he will be charged rupees 6. 15 plus 6 is equal to rupees 21. I hope this question is clear. Okay. Let us move to the next question. Area of a rectangle gets reduced by 9 square units. Okay, it gets reduced by 9 square units. If its length is reduced by 5 and its breadth is increased by 3. However, if the length is increased by 3 and the breadth is again increased, this breadth is being increased. You'll have to maybe read the question twice or thrice to understand what the author is trying to say and what the author is trying to ask. The area increased by 67 kilometer, find the dimensions of the rectangle. So I'll assume the dimensions to be L and B. Usually whatever is being asked in the last line, you can safely assume that. And now let us start the question. I have assumed the dimension of the rectangle to be L and B. Therefore, area would be L into B. Now, in case 1, area of the rectangle gets reduced by 9 square units. This area gets reduced by 9 square units. If its length is reduced by 5 units, therefore length would be L minus 5. And breadth is increased by 3 units, therefore breadth would be B plus 3. In case 2, length of this rectangle increases by 3 units. So this is L plus 3. Breadth by 2. So this will be B plus 2. Area increases by 67. LB plus 67. Find the dimensions of the rectangle. So we need to solve this. Now this seems to be a complicated problem, but it is actually pretty easy. Just have a look. So when I take equation 1, let me take equation 1 first and open this bracket. So this will be LB plus 3L minus 5B minus 15 is equal to LB minus 9. If I take equation 2, it will be LB plus 2L plus 3B plus 6 would be equal to LB plus 67. So I do basic cancellation first. This LB will get cancelled by this. This LB will get cancelled by this. Here I will have 3L minus 5B. This will get reduced to 3L minus 5B would be equal to this 15 will go this side and it will become 6. And the second equation I'll get is 2L plus 3B. 2L plus 3B will be equal to 67 minus 6. This will be 61. Now I hope you will be able to solve this. This is a pretty simple equation to solve. Let me name this as 3, this as 4. I hope you have practiced enough linear equations to solve this equation. Okay, let me take you through how I have solved this. I have multiplied the equation number 3 by 2, equation number 4 by 3. So these were the resultant equation. I've subtracted them. I got value of B as 9. Then I took the value of B and I put it in equation number 3, and I got the value of L is 17. So my L is 17 units and my B is 9 units. Now if you want to check this, you can put the value of the values that we have got here, L and B, and you can match the values. Okay, let us move on to question number 13. So question number 13, these are pipes and tank problems. Pipes and tank problems. I hope you would have done these kind of problems in class 8 ICSA also. See, how they are solved is, the basic way of solving this is, you always assume that let a pipe fills a tank in, let us assume T hours. Now, what you need to understand is that if there is a tank and you have this pipe, and let us assume that this pipe is draining water into this tank. Now, if the pipe fills the tank in T hours, the full tank gets filled. Let us assume this is the capacity. Let us assume this is the capacity. This whole tank gets filled in T hours. Okay. So in T hours, full tank is filled. Full tank is done. Therefore, in 1 hour, 1 by T tank would be filled. I hope you get this. If you don't, let me take an example. Let us assume there is a pipe. That let a pipe fills a tank in 6 hours. So in 6 hours, full tank is done. Therefore, in 1 hour, 1/6 of the tank would be done. I hope you are getting it now. Of the tank would be filled. Now we'll be using this logic to do this question. If you understand this logic, only then you will be able to do this question. Usually the first time the students do these tank and pipe problems in class 8 and ICSA. I hope you would have done it there. Okay, let's start. Okay, so it takes 12 hours to fill a swimming pool using 2 pipes. Okay, if the pipe of larger diameter is used for 3 hours and the pipe of smaller diameter is used for 9 hours, only half of the pool is filled. How long would each pipe take to fill the swimming pool? So I've been telling again and again, just focus on the last statement and assume whatever is being asked. So there are 2 pipes. One is the larger diameter, let us assume it to be L, and one is the smaller diameter, let us assume this to be S. Okay. So how long would each pipe take to fill the swimming pool? So we'll say that the larger pipe takes L hours to fill and smaller pipe takes S hours to fill the tank. Now, what you need to understand is that in 1 hour, in 1 hour, the larger pipe would fill 1/11th of the tank, and the smaller pipe would fill 1/10th of the tank. I hope the logic is clear. That is why I took the example. So in 1 hour, this large pipe would fill 1/11th and the smaller would fill 1/10th. So in 1 hour, 1 plus L plus 1 upon th fraction of the tank will get filled. You may have to see this solution twice to understand. Once we get the answer, I'll explain it to you in detail. Just go on watching this solution. So it takes 12 hours to fill a swimming pool using 2 pipes. So in 12 hours, whole of the tank gets filled. So in 12 hours, in 1 hour, this is the fraction that got filled. So in 12 hours, 12 into 1 upon L plus 1 upon S fraction will get filled. And if you understand, this fraction would actually be the full fraction of the tank, because see, 1/3 is a fraction, but 1 is whole. So this 1 implies that whole of the tank has got filled. I hope you have understood the logic. Now let us focus on the second line. If the pipe of the larger diameter is used for 4 hours, okay, and the pipe for smaller diameter is used for 9 hours. Okay, let us focus on these. Now see, for larger diameter, in 1 hour, it takes, in 1 hour, the larger pipe takes, would fill 1/11th of the tank. So that means that in 4 hours, if we give 4 hours to the larger pipe, it will fill 4/11th of the tank. And if we give 9 hours to the smaller diameter pipe. In 9 hours, the smaller pipe will fill the smaller pipe. In 1 hour, the smaller pipe fills 1 SF of the tank, 1 SF of the tank. So in 9 hours, if we give 9 hours to it, it will fill 9 upon 7th of the tank. Now, if I add this and I add this, how much tank would get filled? See here, only half of the pool is filled. So the second equation that I will get is 4 by 11 plus 9 upon S is equal to what fraction? Is equal to half fraction. Here it was full tank. That is why we had taken 1. Here it is half tank. And half tank is filled by larger pipe taking 4 hours, that is 4 by 11, plus the smaller pipe is running for 9 hours. This will be plus 9 upon S. So this is my equation. This is my equation 1. This is my equation 2. What you need to understand is that in both these cases, the two pipes are working simultaneously. The two pipes are working simultaneously. What this implies is that when we have taken the tank, you have the larger diameter pipe here, you have the smaller pipe here, and they are working simultaneously. Okay, so now I need to solve this. So let's start. Okay, so I have solved this equation to save some time, and let me explain what I've done. I multiplied this equation 2 by 3. So I got 12 upon 11 plus 27 upon S is equal to 3 by 2. This becomes equation number 2 dash. Then I have this equation 1. This was 12 upon 11 plus 12 upon S is equal to 1. This was my equation 1. So these two equations I have. I'll do 2 dash minus 1. So 2 dash minus 1, when I solve this and this will get cancelled. I'll have 27 upon S minus 12 upon S is equal to 3 by 2 minus 1. Now 3 by 2 minus 1 would be equal to half. And when I solve this, I get the value of S to be 30 hours. And I put this value of S in this equation, equation number 1. Equation number 1. This is after putting the value in equation number 1, this equation. I get the value of L as 20 hours. So let us look at the question again and let me try to explain it again. How long would each pipe take to fill the swimming pool? Now, the smaller pipe, as per our answer, the smaller pipes takes 30 hours to fill the pool when it is working alone. The larger pipe will take 20 hours. And it is logical because it is smaller, so it will take more time. This is a larger pipe, so it will take less time. I hope this is clear. And now let us relook at the question. The larger pipe takes 20 hours to fill the pool when it is working alone. Smaller pipe takes 30 hours to fill the pool when it is working alone. If they work together, see here they are working alone. Here they are working alone. Here they are working together for 12 hours. When they work together for 12 hours, In 1 hour, the larger pipe fills 1/20th, the smaller pipe fills 1/30th. When they work together for 12 hours, as I have explained to you before, the answer should be 1. This 1 is the full tank that has got filled. And so this is the first line. The second line was that if the larger is used for 4 hours and the smaller is used for 9 hours, let us analyze that. The larger works for 4 hours, smaller for 9 hours. So when the larger works for 4 hours, in 4 hours, this is a fraction of the tank that gets filled. For when smaller is working for 9 hours, this is the fraction that gets filled. Now this fraction plus this fraction is half the pool which gets filled. And that is what is mentioned. That is what is mentioned here, half of the pool. So I hope you are clear with this exercise, exercise 6G. These all questions are tricky. They need some time. You may have to watch the video again. I hope you enjoyed all the 3 parts of this series. Thank you.